All right, let's run through pre-council. Mr. Holt, we have 2 sets of minutes for you. Then what I'm going to do, Mr. Horn has another engagement, so what I'm going to do is actually start the meeting from down there, go through the first part, and then we'll recognize Chris down there. We have one of our go-to firemen is retiring after 38 years of volunteer and paid service, and so we're going to recognize Mr. Horn, Mr. Black. So that'll be first. Then I'll come up here and call the meeting back to order and so on and so forth. Okay, Dawn, on the bills. We do have a zoning case, and the way this will work, this comes, most of you coincidentally attended, it comes to us unfavorably from Planning Commission, unanimously unfavorable. So if the rezoning if y'all are against the rezoning, then no one offers the ordinance and it simply fails without an offer. Is that correct, Mr. Black? I believe I have that right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
All right. So, but nonetheless, we will try to keep the hearing efficient. We heard most of the things that we needed to hear. Y'all did at the Planning Commission. Primarily, we have, well, first and foremost, it's spot zoning. But even if that were not true, we have potential floodplain issues and a reliance on what is we know is an illegal connection to 75. But those are almost secondary. It's spot zoning. That's inconsistent with the master plan. That's really the fundamental issue. The other things are just sort of sidebar. All right, we'll talk about cleanup day, and I forgot my notes. Trade days is this Saturday. I wanted to talk to y'all. I don't think we've thoroughly talked about it. About bringing back movies in May.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, all right. So I'll just get a motion that is really a very nominal expense because we can work through the library's license. So when we get there, I'll just take a motion to host movies in May.
Okay.
I got one quote. There's another one that I believe is, let's see, because this is for first reading. These are the solar lights. I believe this is for Bicentennial. And I have another one coming for Palmerdale. I thought actually it was in, but it didn't print. So just to give you an idea, these are basically $5,000 a piece, or those double ones. And then, or is this both together? No, this is Bicentennial. Okay, so this is, I've got a Palmerdale quote as well. Those are single head because we can do one in the middle of Palmerdale and save a little bit because we can broadcast because there's a center aisle with a center line. Bicentennial, the upper part, is parking on each side, so we've got to split those. But I'll put this in for first reading, and I'll get y'all the Palmerdale quote. I'll get that forward out to you this week. Talk about that next time. Household waste, hazardous waste day is the 25th. I have put a flyer in there. We'll also get that up on our Facebook. And let me see, I need to talk about the dumping reward. Our birthday. All right. Some of you may remember, we actually have today's our 22nd birthday, by the way. April the 2nd was when we got the court order. We voted March the 30th, 2004, and then we got the court order either that Thursday or Friday, April the 2nd. So happy birthday to us, right?
Election in May.
And that first election in May, that's right. In any case, 20 odd years ago, I'm Mr. Black probably remembers because he wrote it. We had basically a standing authorization for the mayor to offer, I believe it was up to $1,000 reward for information on criminal activity as the mayor might declare, something to that effect.
You're remembering it better than me.
Okay, okay. In any case, we've
He
had,
remembers everything.
that of course still stands. We've had a couple of cases, I'll talk about it, of illegal dumping, so I'm just gonna make a general comment that if someone catches that on a dash cam, door cam, something like that, unless there's an objection from the new council, that would apply to, we probably need to pull that out and ratify it, Mr. Black.
Yes, sir.
So, any rate, but I will mention that if somebody catches that, there could potentially be a reward. We've had a couple instances this past week, most notably on Old Pinson Road, and we need the public's help in catching these illegal dumpers. Okay, all right. Noel has y'all heard from the disc golf group a few weeks ago about the need to replace our baskets as well as add to some pads. They're actually putting together a tournament for later this month, bring a lot of visitors into the city. So we could we'll have the baskets if it's approved. We'll have to work on adding the concrete to some of the pads, but you good with offering that?
You know, you're gonna give all the details and you just want me to offer the money.
Yeah, if you'd like to, yeah. The details are more or less shown. Okay, so, yes, these would be the state-of-the-art, latest and greatest disc baskets. Those are the original ones. I think Eric told me that had to change a few of them through the years, but those are now the original 11-year-old baskets. So, anyway. And let's see, maintenance code for Ms. Thompson. That ties into several things we're going to be working on, but this is a resolution to set a hearing for May the 7th for the 2018 International Maintenance Code. Now, after the hearing, we could adopt that night, correct, Mr. Black?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we will have some other instruments probably that night that are companion to this, but we'll be getting you those a little bit later. And let's see here. All right, football. Most of y'all know we've had some transition. Coach Cola, if I can remember this correctly, the helmets were in, you'll notice them as stating youth helmets on the shut quote. The Rudd helmets needed more attention. At the high school, more attention was needed to the shoulder pads. So he has asked for any assistance that we could give to help, and that, of course, would be for both schools. They fall under that umbrella. Not to mention some tires for the trailer, and our Public Works had actually brought that to my attention. So would somebody like to offer that to help the football program?
I can offer that.
All right. Very difficult to argue with keeping our students safe. And that, of course, will come from our school allocations. And then, I didn't put the amount. Counselors Thompson and Tanner would like a couple of $1,000s or so for some furniture and annuals and so forth over at the Rocks Center. And I think that's the main business, and then we will need some time in the back for a matter of litigation with Mr. Black, and then Mr. Walker on the adjourn again. So you're permanent start and end, so
I'm
that
there.
just keeps it simple. So that's my agenda, that unless y'all have something else.
I do. Will you add to Old Business City Fest?
Oh, thank you, sure.
I'll need to offer those separate, or kind of sort of.
Yes, keep that in front of everyone, thank you.
I want to mention too that they got the Butterbean
Oh, yeah, I'll mention that.
You can.
yeah.
site up
Okay.
today.
Just-
I
just
already
take
ordered one
both.
of
Okay,
everything.
okay.
Take Butterbean Days as well as City Fest as a reminder. Thank
Okay.
you. What's the old saying, sometimes you forget the forest for the trees,
That's
when
right.
you're talking about it every day. So, yeah, very excited. All right, that's what I have for an agenda unless y'all know something else. Okay, then we will need some time with Mr. Black and then we'll come out and Mr. Walker will adjourn. So, all right, we will convene in about 20 minutes. call the meeting to order. I'll start out here and explain as we go, but if you would stand with me for the invocation, and that will be followed by the pledge of allegiance. Join with me. Lord, we thank you so much for this. Lord, we thank you so much for this evening, for those we represent, for the business. Let it be pleasing in your sight that all we do would glorify you and the people we serve. Give us your wisdom, and we ask a special protection and honor on our first responders and those engaged in war abroad this evening. In your name we pray. Amen. Counselor Walker.
Attention, salute, pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May be seated. Madam Clerk, can we have the roll call?
Counselor Thompson? Here. Counselor Walker?
Here.
Counselor Tanner? Here. Counselor Sims? Here. Counselor Holt?
Here.
Mayor Sanders?
Here. Counselor Holt on a couple of sets of minutes.
Yes, I would like to offer a motion to waive the reading and approve the minutes from our March 20th and March 26th meeting.
Second.
Second.
Okay, discussion. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. And Madam Clerk, those are unanimously approved. For the viewing public, you'll notice I'm out in front. We have a special recognition first, and I'll read it and then see if it's so offered. But proposed 2616, whereas the city of Pinson is proudly served by the Centerpoint Fire District in the southern portion of the city, and whereas Chris Horn, I just realized a typo, we'll have to fix it, my fault, maybe, began volunteering with the Centerpoint Fire District in 1989, then joined the district as a dispatcher, then as a firefighter in 1990, and whereas Chris Horn was recognized in 2014 as a firefighter of the year, promoted to logistics manager for the Centerpoint Fire District, then receiving the rank of captain in 2019, then the rank of battalion chief over logistics in 2023. And whereas Chris Horn has announced his retirement after 38 years of total volunteer and employed time with the Centerpoint Fire District, and whereas the city of Pinson wishes to express our thanks and appreciation to Chris Horn for his dedication and skills and service to the Centerpoint Fire District, as well as the city of Pinson and our citizens, now be it resolved by the mayor and council that they recognize Chris Horn and congratulate him in his retirement. Is that so offered?
I'll offer it.
Second,
Second.
by Thompson. Roll call vote on the main resolution.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Tanner?
Yes.
Counselor Sims?
Yes.
Counselor Holt?
Yes.
Mayor Sanders?
Yes. And so Chris is with us. Chris, we'll do this and I'll get back to Mike so those at home can see. Can everybody see, get in? Thank you, Chris. I did. I look tall like Holt.
Thank you, sir.
Am I allowed to say something?
Please do. Chris has just always been my go-to guy. That's just the,
Well, I want to thank y'all for the recognition. 38 years is a long time. I started there when I was 14 years old. I was telling the mayor, I lived 2 blocks behind the fire station, Centerpoint. Back in the day, if you didn't go to Irwin, you weren't going to get hired at Centerpoint Fire District. So you had a volunteer there for 5 years. I remember John Wallace was the one that hired me. I guess you would say I was complaining, not really complaining. Hey, I'm never going to get hired here, never going to get hired here. And John I was sitting on the couch, and he come out of his office, which was right where the couch, and our dispatch was in the very front. It had a swinging door. He goes, I hear you're complaining. I hear that we're never going to hire you. I said, well, I was hoping one day you would. I mean, I've been here 5 years volunteering. He goes, well, come here. And he slung this door open. He goes, here's your office. Figure out how to do it and do a good job. See you later. And at that point, I dispatched. I went to school during the day, and I dispatched at night. So great opportunity. It's a great opportunity. It's a good place to work. I'm proud to be at Centerpoint, but it's time to move on. It's 38 years at one place is a long time, but I enjoyed my career there. I'll miss it. I'll miss all the phone. I already have missed all the phone calls. I don't even carry my phone with me anymore. That's pretty good. My phone don't ring. But I do appreciate y'all recognizing me, taking time out of your schedule and doing that. And I'm sorry that I got a honeydew list. I've been off 13 weeks. I had some surgery done, so I've been off 13 weeks, and I decided to retire after that process. So I got some things I have to do tonight on the honeydew list. So I got to get it done. So thank every one of y'all. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you,
your
Chris.
service.
Chris has always been our go-to guy from band competitions, Butterbean, City Fest, fireworks, just maybe anything anybody else wasn't doing is what you did. I don't know how that worked out, but appreciate all the coordination through the years, Chris.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
What I can remember is anytime you heard the word Centerpoint Fire Department, it was always Chris Horn. Always Chris Horn. It's synonymous.
Thanks, Chris. All right, the rules are reinstated. Counselor Tanner on our bill schedule.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $105,986.24.
Second
Second.
by Sims. Any discussion? Pretty straightforward this time. All right, in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. All right, so the bills are paid. Next, we have a zoning case for the viewing public. I don't know that there's anyone here to speak, but the case came unanimously unfavorable from Planning Commission at 4606 Rudd School Road. Is there anyone here to speak for or against? All right, so let the record reflect. I'll close the hearing. Some counselors coincidentally attended. So the procedure is if someone wishes to offer the ordinance, we would consider rezoning. If the ordinance is not offered, then the rezoning fails, if I have that correct, Mr. Black.
You do,
Okay.
right. The zoning map is what it is, the ordinance is what it is. It would take an affirmative vote of the council to change it. So there's no need for a proposed ordinance to deny it, the request, if you wanted to deny it. So there would only be a need for an ordinance to approve
Okay.
it.
All right. All right, so you've heard the instructions. Is there any counselor wishing to offer the ordinance? Going once. Okay. Therefore, the rezoning fails for lack of offer, I believe is the correct declaration, right, Mr. Black?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let the record reflect. All right, cleanup day, we got a lot done. We had I believe it was 6, counting Tracy, Dawn, and myself. We had 3 volunteers, but we sure collected a lot of garbage. We did have some residential streets that adopted, residents that adopted their own streets, so we had Public Works busy on Monday. We do encourage everyone to keep the city clean. I'll reach back for just a moment. We have I believe a freestanding resolution or ordinance that dates back some years, but it does authorize the mayor to offer a reward for evidence of a crime. And we've had a couple of instances lately where we've had illegal dumping. And so if you not only witness that, if you have a dash cam, porch cam, something like that, and that might help us with some of our illegal dumping, you can get with Chris, our public safety director, and there potentially could be a reward if that yields to evidence. We investigated several cases this week, all back to empty properties not in our city, and so we have some unscrupulous contractors presumably being hired to clean out houses and may or may not make it to the appropriate disposal point with it. So, citizens, we need your help. Of course, as always, if you see something, if you see it going on, please call the sheriff's line. But help us keep Pinson clean. We had a great day. Got a lot collected. We should have got a picture. Well, no, we got it on our Facebook, didn't we? So appreciate all those that participated. Tracy, Dawn, any comments there?
No, it was a lot, and it was more than what you probably think that it is once you get on the side of the road and you start picking up, and it's very evident that people are being lazy, or, like you said, probably people that are in construction, that kind of thing, and it's unfortunate because it can be controlled, and we need to work on that.
But thanks for everyone for their help, being proactive. All right, Main Street, the trade days will be this Saturday, April 4th. So come visit some of our brick and mortar people, as well as some arts and crafts and other people that will be down Saturday. I wanted to mention, some people might remember, I would like to see us bring back movies in May. We determined or that seemed to be a good fit. It was before it was so late at night, before the school was out and vacations were going on. So would there be a motion to authorize movies in May this coming up season?
I'll make that.
Motion by Tanner, second
Second.
by Walker. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. So Madam Library Director is here. We'll be getting with her because they get a special price. So the Pinson Library and the City Council will be sponsoring some movies. We'll get with sometimes they're not the selections. Each selection may or may not be available, but we'll work on a schedule and try to get that out to y'all real soon.
And just to let everybody
Yes.
know, they'll all be at Bicentennial Park unless it rains.
Correct.
Then we'll move it over here to the event center.
That's correct. All right, as a first reading from my report, something I've been working on is we need some added lights, not only at the Palmerdale Center, but what I call the new parking lot at Bicentennial. And so I've given you a couple of quotes there for first reading, and we'll discuss that at our next meeting. All right, household waste, we'll get this on our Facebook as well. Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day is sponsored by the County Health Department, and they have one of those events coming up the 25th. And so the closest one here was probably Gardendale, and that's when they take paint and batteries and other things. We'll get the full list posted. So if you have hazardous, I hate to use the word hazardous waste, but y'all understand what I mean. That sort of thing, pesticides, any old chemicals, that is coming up, sponsored by Jefferson County Health Department, 4/25. And the nearest one to us would be First Baptist Gardendale. So we'll get that posted, but wanted to let you know about that. All right. We heard a few weeks ago about some suggested improvements to our disc golf course. Dawn Mack can help me, or Noel, I didn't realize our course was so highly rated amongst locals, but Counselor Holt, I think you have a motion concerning some upgrades, or some needed replacement, I should say.
Yes, I wanted to offer a motion to approve the replacement of our disc golf baskets.
All right, second?
Second.
By Tanner. What this would do, some of you may remember we heard from the association, they are planning a large tournament coming up. They have gotten these baskets are normally $500. This is their association price. They would like to fund $2,000 worth of new mapping for us, and they have a landscape architect who would like to donate some decorative cherry trees and so forth. So this is really a good thing. This brings a lot of more people than I realized, to be honest. So, Dawn?
I do. I had talked to Adam McAllister, it's been about a week ago, And he had the number 1 and number 7 disc golf player, I guess is the term, in the world here. And he said, other than what we needed to fix and everything, that we really had a good use of the space and the way the course was laid out, and they really enjoyed themselves.
Okay, so this would, again, keep us going on the right trajectory there. I'm not a player, but you have son is, so.
My son is a
anyway.
Your son.
player.
Okay,
And you know, and this isn't just for the disc golf tournament. This is for our community. because
absolutely.
My wife and I, we frequently we walk at the park all the time, and there's always at least 20 kids there playing disc golf, if not more. So it's a really fun for the community, and I like seeing our kids doing something good, positive.
Okay, thank you. All right, questions or comments? All right, roll call vote on the main motion.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Tanner?
Yes.
Counselor Sims?
Yes.
Counselor Holt?
Yes.
Mayor Sanders?
Yes. We do have, I should have mentioned this, we do have some dead or dying trees, but hopefully we can get those out, and the new donated, you know, I tried to get them cheaper, but donated free is the best I could do, so I'm excited about that. So thank y'all. All right, Counselor Thompson on International Maintenance Code, and then I'll let Mr. Black speak to it.
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to offer a resolution setting a public hearing to consider the adoption of the 2018 International Property Maintenance Code.
Second?
Second.
By Walker. Mr. Black, we got 2 or 3 things potentially coming down the stream, but this one's ready for tonight, if you'd speak to it.
Yes, sir. Several years ago, the city of Pinson adopted Unified Code, part of the Unified Code system, the same codes that had been adopted by Jefferson County. And this is one of those that was not adopted at that time. It is the 2018 International Property Maintenance Code. This booklet, which is not quite as thick as a code as some of the codes right now.
Right.
Some of them are a lot thicker than this one. But this code is meant to deal with exactly what it sounds like, property maintenance. That is, once structures in the city have been constructed, once that electrical system's in, once those systems are in place, this code regulates maintaining those in a sound order. So there is a number of different regulations which are in here. The city of Pinson have already got some ordinances on the books as it relates to things like grass and weeds and unsafe structures. The International Property Maintenance Code, though, is more comprehensive in the sense that it covers exterior property structures, interior structures, rubbish on properties. Y'all need to take a look at it, and I know some of you already have. The purpose of putting it out there is when the Code of Alabama says when these property codes are adopted, that these will become as much a part of the city's ordinances as anything else that you adopt. And so it will be adopted in booklet form, and there has to be a public hearing on it, and it has to be advertised, and several copies of these have to be available at the city for review. So I know that there are later additions of the code. You may be thinking, well, why 2018? 2018 marries up to the current versions of the international family of codes that the city has adopted, and these codes fit together. In other words, if you had like a 2024 code and you had an 18 code and 11 code, these family of codes tend to mesh together and they cross-reference each other in some respects, and you might have them be inconsistent with each other, right? And so that is why the 2018 version of the code is what has been offered for y'all's consideration. I would also say this, there are not significant differences between the different versions of these codes. So even though this may not be the 2024 code, the International Property Maintenance Code is not very different than it was in 2018. But the code series are tweaked.
Right.
New additions come out as they go. But most of the times when these things are adopted, cities will adopt all of them together. And so you'll go from like 2012 to 2018, et cetera. This is 2018. So what this resolution would do is it would set up the first part of that process. It would set a public hearing for your first meeting in May, where you could take up an ordinance, which if you so chose to do so, you could adopt this.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Get the ordinance ready. Roll call vote on the main resolution.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Tanner?
Yes.
Counselor Sims?
Yes.
Counselor Holt?
Yes.
Mayor Sanders?
Yes, 2026-17, and that is unanimous. And we'll be talking more about those, that meeting in May, of course. All right, the next item is, most of you know, we have quite a bit of new staff. Some of the items were actually inventoried and sent off for recertification this summer. The new coach, Coach Cole at the high school, has asked for any help we might, this is for both schools, in the amount of $28,000. This would cover mostly, or a lot of helmets at Rudd. You see the youth helmet line, 47, for example. We have some pads at the high school that are not in good shape, as well as some tires for their trailer, which is pulled by one of our public works trucks usually. So, what is the direction of council?
I'd like to offer that motion to provide funds for these.
Second,
Second.
by Holt. Very difficult to argue with keeping our students as safe as they could possibly be. And this is, of course, for Rudd and the high school. So it's a large amount, but it would cover basically all 7 grades that participate in football. So.
And it will come out of our allocations for the
Yeah,
schools. so.
school allocation that's part of that. Dawn?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment. When Coach Nix came, he brought the 2 programs together between Rudd and the high school, and I'm just glad that the coaching that's, with the change of coaching over the years has kept that. You know, they're, watching over Rudd and everything, and including them, so that's still good.
Yes, agree. All right, let's see, did we vote?
No.
We have a
All in,
motion and a
okay,
second.
all in favor, let's do a roll call just to make sure.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Tanner?
Yes.
Counselor Sims?
Yes.
Counselor Holt?
Yes.
Mayor Sanders?
Yes, all right, motion passes. I'm personally excited about the tires too, nothing like vehicle safety attached to a city tow truck, so.
Is that for the
Let's-
trailer that we had wrapped?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. All right, next, I don't know who's going, I think that we need a motion for a couple of $1,000s for some added furnishings and maybe some annual flowers at the Rock Center. Counselor Thompson?
Yes, well, I don't have a little sheet of paper here. So do you just want me to offer a motion for, just,
Would 2,000 be about the right amount?
I think so. I
Okay.
think so.
That's fine.
I'm a bud-
Motion by
I'm a-
Thompson.
I'm a budget girl.
Motion by Thompson to approve 2,000 in furnishings and added annual flowers at the Rock School Center. Second, was that a
Second.
second by Tanner?
Yeah, I'll second.
I was thinking y'all might duke it out or something for there for a minute, see who was gonna, so. All right, any questions, or, I think you're talking about some settees and
Well,
some
we were
things.
talking about, John and I and several others, we were talking about doing some seating that's there when you walk into the door at the event center, because it's just an open room. Some seating there and some, little bit of curb appeal out front that, next to the stairs as you walk in. I think that, it would just be a great enhancement. It's just an empty
Absolutely.
shell, and I think that would be really helpful, especially as trying to, rent it and people, I just think it'd just be an asset.
Further discussion? Roll call vote on that motion, Madam Clerk.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Tanner?
Yes.
Counselor Sims?
Yes.
Counselor Holt?
Yes.
Mayor Sanders?
Yes. All right, and then back to Counselor Tanner for some reminders about coming
I thought you
events.
forgot about me.
No, I would
Look,
never do a
wrote
thing
note.
like
I wrote a
that.
big note for you.
I would never do a thing like that.
No, just a couple of things. Remember, City Fest is April the 25th. See our lovely banners that will be going out next week. Thanks to Keith at the library for his rendition and, everything I wanted, he did it. So thanks for that. Something to add that we're going to do, we're having the rides and food and entertainment and all that. We're having an art contest, and Hometown Bank has graciously sponsored this contest. And it's going to be for the 4 schools in the Pinson feeder pattern, and it's going to be a patriotic theme. Anything red, white, and blue, American, this is to celebrate America's 250th birthday. I've already talked to Chris Screws at the high school. Tracy's going to help me get in touch with all the art teachers, but it's going to be the winner of each school will win $100. So we're thankful that Hometown Bank is doing that. But we'll get with the teachers, and they'll get with the students, and we'll have it all ready by the time
It'll be
by the
presented.
time that the
City
City Fest
Fest.
is here.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he'll be presented on the day
Yes.
of City Fest.
So that'll be a belated birthday. So looking forward to that. We'll re-emphasize that
Yes.
next meeting, but a lot of looking forward to our birthday party. So,
And then on the Pinson Butterbean Days, has it not been awesome? Just all
Absolutely.
the positive posts and calls, and it's just been overwhelming. And we thank everybody that has supported this. It's going to be awesome. I posted on the city page, and then on Pinson Butterbean Days, they've put cloth out there, T-shirts, hoodies, beanies. I'm not sure what else. So if you'd like to pre-order, go ahead. It's all done online. You can order that. We have a meeting next week, so we'll know more information. But I'm sure they're going to be selling the stuff also at the Butterbeans. So, but anyway, but we'll. Just wanted y'all to go out if y'all wanted to buy it. I'm sorry, somebody's talking to me. But anyway.
very
so,
excited,
yes,
very
yes.
excited. I was walking just this week, getting some things in organizers, looking at a good spot for the car show. So excited about some good things coming in October. All right, anything else before we go
Real
out?
quick,
Yes,
update on the flags.
please.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, I've got them ordered. Oh, I've got them ordered. I'll check on them.
Okay.
I'll check on
And
them.
I think Dawn and I were talking about the brackets, if we could get the brackets ahead of time, so maybe Public Works could.
Oh, I'll
work on
ask. They
that.
should come together, but let me ask. I'll ask.
That way we can kind of knock some of that out
Okay.
of the way beforehand.
Yeah. All right, I'll be glad to ask. Sure will. Okay. All right. Allison, thanks for helping. You didn't know you were going to be volunteered tonight, but appreciate that. We'll get with some selections on our movies that can be provided by your license.
Sounds good. So, yeah, my name is Allison Scanlon. I'm the director of the Pinson Public Library. Just have a couple of quick reminders for y'all. The library is closed tomorrow, April the 3rd, and April the 4th in observance of Good Friday and the Easter holiday. So just keep that in mind. It's one of the only place where we kind of differ with the city. But just a reminder about that. We are, I would say, first part of next week, we're going to have all of our summer reading stuff finalized, ready to go. We're very excited about that. And just to let everyone know, we are doing a fundraiser for our summer reading program. We're also looking for sponsors. So if anybody knows anybody who would like to help us, please let me know. I want to let you know also about two events we have coming up this month. The first one, we are hosting our second annual community showcase with the Pinson Valley High School Band. They are going to have the woodwind ensemble, the brass ensemble, and the jazz combo performing at the Rock School Center, hosted by the library, on Saturday, April the 11th, starting at 1 o'clock. So we invite everyone in the community to come out and enjoy a nice free concert in the afternoon and hear some of our local talent. We're very excited about that. Also, we are hosting a self-defense course with YFK Karate, which is a local Pinson business downtown. We're partnering with them. They're going to do self-defense classes for adults. And that is going to be on Monday, April the 13th at 6 o'clock. We are requiring registration just so we don't have too many people and not enough space. But again, that's for adults, and they're able to customize that course for all abilities and all the ranges of adults. So we're very excited for that partnership with them, and they've been a great help with us. So yeah, we have I brought some calendars also with all of our events out there if anybody is interested in that as well. And that's it for me, unless anyone has any questions.
Thanks, Allison.
Thank you.
Chris, and it's been very busy. As I mentioned earlier, we've been tracing down addresses, so maybe next time we can have a 2-month report on, we've had quite a number of cases, unsafe structure, 2 more in this past week. So, at any rate, we'll get a report and some numbers on that, but that keeps us very busy. It really does. All right, is that all the, oh, Chief, I'm sorry.
Good evening, everyone. Good to see you all. First of all, I didn't know Chris was being recognized tonight, Chris Horn, but I'm glad I was here for that. I can't make all of these meetings because of my other job, but I think it's excellent that he was recognized and that I could be here for it because he, and he's not here to hear this, but I've already said
We
it
got
to
you
him.
on tape, so.
Yeah,
so
he'll
come
hear it
back.
later.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He was a pretty big part of me being as successful as I have been in this role. I've known him for well over 10 years now. Just we've ran calls together, and I've seen him in passing, and I would see him for 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time. But it wasn't until about a year and 5 months ago that when I got this position, he became my friend, and he was a mentor to me. So. He kind of saw a deer in headlights, and he said, "I'll show you the roads," and he did. So he's been an excellent friend, and I wanted to say that too. So I thought that was an excellent thing, recognizing him. So I know Miss Mary Kay Graham, my board president, came and announced that we are contributing to state retirement at this time. We're 2 days into that. I'm celebrating every day.
Absolutely.
So it's an excellent thing, and we're looking forward to what that brings for us. With that behind us now, since it's nothing but paperwork at this point, moving forward, we can focus our efforts on building a fire station. That's going to be key. I believe our station number 1 was built in 1974, if I'm not speaking incorrectly. It has some irreparable infrastructure. We've got crumbling concrete floors under our, $500,000 fire trucks, and we've got plumbing that has been patched together, and we've got electrical that has been patched together. And please don't send an inspector to us. We're doing
Hal left the room.
yeah,
so,
good, good. But that's something we need to focus on. We're trying to build a place, a workplace for people who want to come work there. I want to attract highly qualified employees, and I want them to stay because they like it there and because we're trying to do all the right things. So any help that I can get from anyone hearing this, period. If you have a direction for us to go, we have started a building fund. We have a special account for that at this time. You can donate to that. I believe we are setting up a donate button on our website, and you may be able to access that from Facebook. I'm not the tech person, so I can't tell you exactly. But if there's anybody who wants to donate, there's ways to do that. But we will be talking to the county, and we will be talking to the state, and there is possible federal funds that we can pull from. And we're going to do everything that we can to build a wonderful Station 1. For our admin, for our firefighters, for everybody involved. So thank you all for your help thus far, and really look forward to working with everybody going forward. My report for this month, so for the month of March, the Palmerdale Fire District ran 165 calls. In those calls, we had 8 wildfires or brush fires. It was kind of busy there. Most of those were within a 2-week period. That's one thing we try to harp on. We try to express to people, be very careful about burning. The state tells you when you can and cannot anyway, but Jefferson County also does too. We need to adhere to those rules because it's a very dangerous thing, as we saw up in Blount County. It can get out of hand very quickly, and when it does get to a size that big, it takes a lot of resources to handle it. So everybody be very aware of that. We've got kind of a dry spell right now, so it's not the time to burn. Also, we had one car fire. There were no injuries there. We had no structure fires for March, and but the majority of those 165 calls were EMS calls. That will always be the case. That number will always continue to grow, and but we will always be there to answer the call. So, y'all have any questions for me? We, I actually got in touch with a architecture firm, and I think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew at that. They had designed some stuff. They had designed some stuff for us, and they said it was going to be between $6 and $7 million, which is probably right for what they had presented to us. But we want to be realistic in what it is that we're trying to do. We do want a safe place and a good place and an efficient place, but we don't want it to be so extravagant that it stands out like a sore, it needs to.
Use of taxpayer money.
That
Sure,
is correct.
sure,
I
sure.
want to be a good steward of that. So, I don't want anybody storming the castle because our castle's so big. But all that aside, I would like to see somewhere in the range of $3 to $4 million. I think would be a reasonable. We've got 5 office people. That's 3 chiefs and 2 office workers, and then we have 3 to 5 firefighters that stay there at any given time. So it doesn't have to be a gigantic place, but it does need to be bigger. Right now, we've got some of our older fire apparatus, our reserve units, and they're sitting outside in the sun, and we don't want that. And I could go buy a carport tomorrow to park them under, but that's not a long-term prospect, right? So we're looking at maybe $3 to $4 million, and I'm working up some plans with a couple of my friends. If y'all know any firefighters, they're electricians, they're plumbers, they're carpenters. So we've got the resources to try to design something that would be useful to us. But if y'all have any pointers, or if y'all want to see something in particular, I would love to hear what you have in mind.
And for public information, Chief and I have had several meetings on this. Naturally, if I hear something, I throw a net or, about some different state and federal stuff. So
Absolutely.
Wanted everybody to know we are working very closely on this.
Yes, very much.
Various pools that hopefully will come down from the state and feds that will help the area.
Absolutely. And one idea I do have for it, the PHCC next door is a pretty iconic building to this area. And so I want to build a fire station that matches that. I think if we could get the same sort of architecture design, I think it would be really good for the area. Because that's a special area. I mean, there's farmland right there, and it needs to look like the
That's right.
community that it has always been. So, not looking to make any crazy changes.
No.
We just kind of want it to be a little bit
That's
nicer.
sort of what we did on the storm shelter. We got
Yeah.
out there with brick colors trying to match the,
It blends right in. That's great.
80-year-old brick. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank y'all so much.
Questions or comments of the chief? Okay, thank you, Chief.
All right, thank y'all.
Thanks.
All right, I think that takes care of department heads and staff. Any public comment?
Real
Oh,
quick,
yeah, Brad.
Mr. Mayor, can we get an update on the Veterans Memorial
Sure.
Park or Honor Park? As we-
Yes, I'll try to do that. Try to get an update, yes.
Okay.
See if there's
I
any.
did forward you some information there,
Okay,
so.
yeah, I'll send
maybe
that
look at-
over. Yes, I'll see if he's got any conceptual stuff ready to bring to us, so.
Thanks.
The Butterbean's kind of got in the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Bob, I'm sorry.
Beautiful, and I know it's going to be fun, but for some reason I can't understand, I won't be able to attend. My only child is insisting I be at Prayer Rock to walk her down the aisle that day.
Oh.
Now, that is absolutely no excuse.
Excusable.
We'll let you buy that one
That's
time.
right, that's right, that's right. Thank you for that, Bob. All right, any others? All right, is there a motion to enter executive session to discuss litigation?
So moved.
Motion by Walker, second
Second.
by Thompson. We will not reconvene other than to adjourn. We'll probably need 20 or 30 minutes, I would think. So would you believe that would be adequate, Mr. Black?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And for the minutes, I'll provide the declaration that the planned discussion relates to pending litigation or controversies not yet litigated, but imminently likely to be litigated or imminently likely to be litigated if the body pursues a proposed course of action. That's the full breadth of that
That's
exception. A
okay.
lot of
I know
times
that.
I snippet it, but I thought I'd read that.
Okay, all right. All right, so we have the certification. Roll call vote on the motion.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Tanner?
Yes.
Counselor Sims?
Yes.
Counselor Holt?
Yes.
Mayor Sanders?
Yes, again, we will not reconvene other than to adjourn. We will need probably 20 to 30 minutes. So we'll take a couple minutes, and if you're viewing tonight, there's not a large crowd, so we'll take a couple minutes just in case we need another moment or two with the public.